Hi, well I'm Emmanuel Gobillot, and I'm a consultant. I'm also the author of 2 books, The Connected Leader and Leadership, Rebuilding Leadership for the Age of Mass Collaboration. You know, it's funny because there's always, I think it's Rosabeth Moss-Kanter at Harvard who says, most things sound like common sense, but common sense is not that common in organizations. And in a way, for me, it is common sense. You talk to people. You know, the way you get trust out, the way you get a purpose communicated, the way you get people engaged is by talking to them, is by engaging with them, is by meeting them, is by doing that thing that I said, you know, make people stronger. We've lost this common sense around building a community through the power of dialogue, through the power of interaction. And we see that as wasted time, whereas actually it's the only time we have in order to channel actions properly. There is something about technology. I mean, email is, I mean, my kids don't even know what email is anymore. I mean, that's like, you know, not even yesterday's technology. That's like yesterday's technology. You know, my daughter will go, email, that's so 2009 or something, you know. There's a lot of technology out that we can use, for sure. There's a lot of ways to use technology, but you know, there comes to a point where when something is critical, when something is important, where something needs to be taken one step further, that's where meetings become important. And you know, all of us do that. At some stage, all of us gravitate back to person meeting. So yes, technology can be used for sure. And a lot of the time it helps. It helps to do the small interactions that we need. But for the big stuff, for the purpose stuff, then actually that's when people get together and it's a lot quicker. I think it's Mark Twain who said, I'm sorry I had to send you such a long letter, I just didn't have time to make it short. And for me, that's the critical part. The critical part is to say, actually, what is the essence of the story you want to tell? What is the real essence of my message? What do I want to communicate out there, which is going to enable people to align? The thing with stories is the more detail you put in it, the least people can live them, the least people can get involved in them. So great books that you read, the great novels, you can see yourself in there, you can see yourself shaping that story, you can imagine the character. So the writer gives you enough for you to see the story, but leaves it to your imagination to add all the granularity, to add all the little details. And that's really what writing your story is about. Can I give you enough to get you engaged, but then don't overcrowd it with details so that you've got nowhere to go but where I want you to go. Because if you're only going where I want you to go, then you're not really involved. You're not making the step, I'm pulling you. Whereas if you're here and you need to get there, I want you to travel. And for you to travel, you've got to see yourself in it. I'm a Mac guy, so I'm Keynote on Pages. I'm not even Google Docs, I'm not in the cloud yet. I spend most of my life in the clouds, but not that one. You know, there's one thing which I find always amazing, is we always forget to use our own stuff. Now, I firmly believe that the only way we will achieve anything of value is through the power of meetings. So if you're a meeting professional, you've got to meet, and that means you've got to be at WEC, because otherwise you're not even believing your own stuff. So let's see you here at WEC, make things happen, and just make sure that actually we can carry on changing the world and making it a better place. Thank you.